Welcome back to Isimo. If you haven't already, please check us out on Patreon. For $2 a month, you get an extra episode every week. For $5 a month, you get access to the Discord. And for $20 a month, you become a Jarito, which is a producer of the podcast. Now, as far as the Jarito pictures go, it's been a while since we put up some new ones. So I wanted to take this time to show them on screen for everyone to see. This is Nat Milo, Abraham Romano, Alex Knotts, Alex Schimmel, Amanda Oliveira, Amanda Pinetto, Angie Mora. You have to send me a picture. For those that aren't seen today, you have to send a picture, okay? Aparni Ronnie, Carlos, Chacaron, Chris Lozano, Christian Alvarado, David Serato, Eddie Bravo, Gabby Ferris, Hector Cruz, Ian Anderson, Imprium Sloth, Isai Facio, Izzy Sandoval, Jared Dean, Kareem, Cassandra Murrow, Laisha Ashley, Daria, Michael Zuniga, My Little Jabroni, Nia Town, Osvaldo Silva, aka Ozzy, Pedro, Rafael Flores, Rosa Alarcon, Rosie Flores, Rowan Está Muerto, Susana Guzman, Susana Priego, and Zialtino. Thank you so much to our Jaritos. We are working on getting your pictures up nicer. And shout out to our old Jaritos too. I'm sorry if we didn't get some of your pictures up. I believe we got most of them, but here are our old ones also. Alejandro Olivas, DJ Moon, Emilia Castro, Guy McPherson, Luis Gomez, Nicholas Moreno, where is he? Calzoni, Serena, and that's it. Check us out on Patreon, please. If you didn't know, we're on Twitch now at twitch.tv/IsimoPod. We have a couple of emotes that we made. They're still being approved, but please join us. We stream almost every day. It's going to be us three together or us three doing different games, playing Among Us, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Fall Guys. Check us out.
I do freelance design if anyone's interested. Right now I offer 3 services. I can do custom commissions, meaning paintings, hand drawings, portraits. I do graphic design, so logo work or character art. And this is something recently I started doing for the graduation season, but I'll do it like for any event. I do custom greeting cards, hand-drawn on cardstock that I buy myself.
Check me out on Instagram at KidBrotherInc. That's at KidBrotherINC. Just my photography page, and hit me up if you're ever in the need for portraits, live events, video. I do it all, baby.
Why the baby?
I heard you say pork chops. I remember, like, any need you pork chops,
Lamb chops, pork chops,
I do
beef
it all,
ribs.
baby.
I do it all, baby. Hello and welcome back to Isimo Patreon. Oh fuck! I did the Patreon thing this time.
Stupid. You're so dumb.
Hello and welcome back to Isimo.
Wait, we don't get to start over. You don't get to start over. Fuck you.
It's my podcast.
Welcome back. Today, I would like for you to please subscribe to our YouTube, like and follow us. Submit a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you haven't already, check out our Patreon. Anyways, so dude, first of all, I wanted to say, last night there was the thing that happened in San Antonio, where there was 45 immigrants found.
Sorry to interrupt. The count's up to 50.
Oh, okay. Damn. So the count's up to 50. There's 50 found dead migrants in the back of a 18-wheeler, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It was like a refrigeration trailer, but there was no AC working and there was no signs of water or anything. And they were found because somebody was screaming in the truck, and a passerby heard them, and that's wild.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that, guys?
Bonkers.
Yeah. I was trying to read up on it before we started recording because I didn't hear about it at all until I showed up here and you told me. But I'm trying to figure out, was it like, because I want to figure out the facts, because either way it sucks, but it's like some people are calling them migrants, but they're also saying that it's like, oh, this is human trafficking or something, which is like on a technical level. But is it like these people are enslaved, or are they like just trying to cross the border?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I do not know. All I know is I watched like the police chief give a press interview yesterday, and he said that they detained 3 individuals, but they're not sure if it was connected to the thing or not.
Yeah, they were because they were detained away from the scene of the crime. So I don't know, did they just abandon them there?
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, here's my take. on it. Obviously, it's a fucking terrible tragedy, and this is like, it sucks that this happens. And I was telling Ryan before, where I was just like, yeah, this happens. It just so happened that like these people were found, But I imagine that this happens like regularly, where just people go missing, and because of this, of like crossing the border, even if it's like kidnapping, or if my biggest fear of this is because a lot of the rhetoric that I was seeing was they kept saying human smuggling and all this stuff, and so they're launching an unprecedented level of investigation into like what happened, because they want to like have a hard stop on human smuggling, which for me, my worry is that this means a heightened level of security, and they're going to grant ICE more power, which is fucking crazy, because like, I don't know if you knew about this, but a couple weeks ago, the Supreme Court ruled that ICE has like, they don't have to respect federal rights of people that are undocumented. So like, they could literally like, they don't need warrants. They can just kidnap, like they could do essentially whatever they want to them. Like they're like, undocumented people are not granted rights because of the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Essentially, they don't have to respect like the Constitution. So that combined with this is like, that's my big concern, that it's going to make things even harder for people. And instead of like making things easier for people to either gain citizenship, if that's what they're after, or to just like travel freely, it's instead of like, I feel like those things would have a bigger benefit on and prevent situations like this tragedy happening. But I think they're going to use this tragedy as a response to beef up security and to make things even harder on people trying to make things happen,
Yeah. Yeah, there was a tweet by Governor Jim Abbott from Texas. Mm-hmm. Is it Jim Abbott, right?
I know it's Abbott.
Yeah, so Governor Abbott from Texas tweeted that this is Joe Biden's America, that, thanks to Joe Biden's loose border policy, like this happened. And then somebody like quote tweeted, listen, I'm a boomer. I'm not, I don't know how to talk Twitter, dude. But somebody quote tweeted that, retweet, right? Quote retweeted, fucking shit. And said like, if it was truly an open border, people wouldn't be getting smuggled in the back of a 18-wheeler.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, that was like, obviously, yeah, if it was open borders, yeah, we wouldn't have this. But like, people wouldn't be going to this extremes. And like, there's a movie, there's a documentary called Long Way Home.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it's called, but it like follows like kids, like a group of kids that are like, I don't know if you heard about like the trains that were coming from South America. There's this long ass train that travels throughout Latin America, through Central America to the United States. And it's like filled with immigrants, right? And so like people trying to cross. But it's just like the whole point of all of this stuff is like, yeah, if you had open borders, if you had easier routes to citizenship, or just like fucking freedom of movement, we wouldn't have all of these things. People wouldn't be dying. People wouldn't be like
putting their lives in risk.
Putting their lives at risk. Oh, that's why I brought up Long Way Home, is because these coyotes are like people that are actually smuggling people. Like it happens all the time where they agree. You're trusting your life with somebody you've never met before. Yeah. A lot of these people, like it's like through like dark networks, of like how to get people across. And it's like you hear it from somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. So there's no real accountability because it's all illegal and they're charging you like thousands of dollars. People are giving up their life savings to send their kid or to send a family member, and they don't know if they're going to make it. Because a lot of these people will abandon, and that's what it sounds like happened here. It was like they might have gotten them over, but then they just like left them. And they took the money and ran, essentially. And that's what happens to a lot of people. So it's like, yeah, you wouldn't have people putting their lives and their family members' lives at risk to travel if there was, open borders.
Anything to say, Ryan?
I was just gonna no.
What's it called? We're ready to talk about something else today, but that happened last night. Literally last night, you know? So maybe we could do an episode about Borderisimo in the future. Because obviously this podcast is about learning about our Mexican heritage or Mexican culture. And, you know, this happening made me look into what it's like to be crossing the border or being a migrant. And I think that's something that we could talk about in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
But for this week, what?
It's a little bit out of left field, but while we're addressing things, because I feel like it does have a lot to do with, we've talked about it when it happened in Texas, and now Roe v. Wade was overturned. So I just want to like call attention to that, and just like my heart goes out to all the people that are affected by this. And you know, the thing that's so frustrating is that it's going to affect predominantly black and brown people, and it just makes me think of like all of the Mexican and indigenous women that were like prevented access to healthcare. I don't know. I just wanted to address it and just acknowledge that it's infuriating, and it's a terrible thing to happen. And I don't have much to add that we haven't already heard to this conversation. But, you know, if you can look for ways, donate locally, look up local organizations, and like support people through these times right now. Because it affects people in a lot more ways than you think. It's not just about abortion, or it's not just about like the procedure. It affects people in so many different types of ways, through finances, healthcare, other like cancer, like life-saving procedures. Like, it's wild, you know? So I just wanted to address that.
Yeah. Ryan? Nothing?
Keep going.
Okay. So anyways, well, this week's episode is about conspiracies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but where do you guys want to start?
Well, one that I thought of was the conspiracy theory about the Mayans. Mm-hmm. So historically, there's not a lot of information about what happened to them. They just disappeared. And then thousands and billions of years later, people found where they used to live and just figured out that someone used to live here. And there's one conspiracy theory that, based on the level of like input they had as far as astrology and science, some people theorized that they figured out how to space travel before anyone else and just fucking left the planet.
You know what's funny is when I went to Cancun, this guy was like, this guy on the bus that was doing like a tour thing. He was like, you know, people want to know where did the Mayans go? You know, he's broken English. He's trying to speak to a bunch of Americans. And he goes, I'm right here. I'm Mayan, dude. He's like, they still live here. He's like, short people with weird ass chins and long heads are Mayan, dude.
Yeah. That actually reminds me, I want to finish this one first, but that reminds me of the thing about the Roanoke people. But yeah, the idea is, and it reminds me of a comic book that uses as basis for their mythology. We mentioned it in February. Al Madrigal has a comic book called Primos about three cousins that are descended from the Mayans, and essentially they get superpowers. The ones that left the planet, they come back, and one of them hates what America has become and what happened to like the land that they came from. So he becomes a villain who's set on destroying the planet, and the other one tries to stop him, and that one gives these cousins superpowers because they have lineage to like a royal family. It's pretty cool. Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff about people who believe that like different pieces of like destroyed temples were like actually launch pads, and they built rocket ships. And I think even Futurama made fun of it once, that they figured out combustion and like how to pocket air without electronics. And they just, it's like the reverse of the pyramid conspiracy theory that aliens came down to help us with their technology so that we could build the pyramids. This is like the reverse of that, where we figured it out on our own and just fucking bounced.
Wait, so people believe Mayans are still alive, but not here?
They believe that whatever was left of their society left the planet.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why you don't have anything linking to what happened to them.
And what about the Aztecs were just like, no, we really died though.
I mean, the Aztecs are different. The Aztecs were kind of just like murdered in front
Mayans came before
millions of years before any of the other.
Yeah, not thousands.
The Aztecs came way after the Mayans did.
Yeah.
Thousands of years.
Yeah.
What if instead of space travel, the Mayans like found time travel and they're like, you know what, we're gonna go straight to the future, dude.
Well, that actually, sorry, but this like the thing. I'm glad that you guys are bringing this up because that goes into like the thing that I wanted to bring, which was like I was talking to a friend about this. First of all, I already told you guys in the Patreon, comes out Friday, check it out. But I was watching The Matrix and we were talking about like the singularity and. I don't know. My friend brought up like there's this guy. I think his name's Graham Norton or something like that. But he is this guy that theorized. He put out a book called Fingerprints of the Gods.
Graham Hancock.
Yeah. So you know about this?
Yes.
So like there's like ancient civilizations that predate like the ancient civilizations that we're aware of, and so that's essentially why like it's not aliens, but it is like. Civilizations before that were like en route to peak technology or whatever, but they were just going about it in a different way that like our current cycle has gone through. And then there was like a catastrophic event that like kind of eliminated them. And then like essentially humans had to like rebuild after that.
Yeah. Is it called like I forget what the city's called. Chapultepec? No, that's not it.
Chipotle?
Not Chichen Itza. Chipotle. What's it called? But what I like about Ryan's theory is that maybe instead of Neil Armstrong, the first person on the moon was a Mesoamerican dude.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Or they were like, fuck the moon, dude. I'm going to a different galaxy, dog.
I mean, because I wanted to bring back
one small step for Mayan. Sorry.
Mayan.
One giant leap for all those fools back there that didn't make it, dog.
They bounced because they saw like where the planet was going. They're like, I'll protect me and Mayan. But yeah, that was like the theory is like the reason the calendar stops. There's two possible conspiracies. One of them is like they stopped the calendar because they stopped keeping track and they're just like, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And the other one was like, this is where shit starts to go bad right here. So we're leaving before that even happens.
Oh.
Which leads to another conspiracy theory that the world did end in 2012, but not the way people think, that we split into a parallel universe. Where it did
I feel like I heard this one and I don't know. Continue. But my opinion of this when I heard it was that it's like fan theory stuff that I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's where you get them in. It's essentially around the same time that people started talking about the Mandela effect, that everyone thought he died in prison. And the funny thing about it is people will bring up stuff that's the Mandela effect. I'm like, I mean, fucking no, I knew that. Like Mandela was a celebrity. There's like several movies dedicated to after he's out of prison. Like, what's that one? It's like Invictus or something. It's something
Invictus.
Where he tries to bring people together using soccer in Africa. You know, there's a bunch of examples where he's not fucking dead.
Yeah.
But people thought he was, so that's where the Mandela effect comes from, where we're living in a timeline where everything is slightly different. There's some people that think it happened in 2012, and there's some people that think it happened back in like 2000, like Y2K was real. But it's just every time a cataclysmic event is supposed to happen, and then you wake up the next day, that's like the planet restarting in a parallel universe.
Oh. And then that's when like people like the Mandela effect is like somebody being like, did you know that Ashton Kutcher was Luke Skywalker? And you're like, no, it was Mark Hamill. And then you look at like the IMDb and it's like, what the fuck? Ashton Kutcher was Luke Skywalker, dude? Right? Yeah. And it's something that just fucks your mind up.
Dude, where's my father?
That's hilarious.
It's funny because there's a fucking
Luke,
scene where
what does mine say?
There's a scene where they have to poke a little ball. Like, yeah, they have to use a straw to poke a button. And I think there's a parallel between the ending of Dude, Where's My Car and the ending of the first Star Wars.
Oh,
The continuum transfunctioner. It's very powerful, mysterious. And it's
Han, watch out for that carbonite, dude.
What about the universe?
Jesus Christ.
What about the Force? Screw the Force.
Anyways, yeah, so the Mandela effect is like the Peanut Man doesn't have a monocle, he has glasses, and it's like, no, he has a monocle. It's like,
The dumbest one I heard was fucking green Skittles.
what is that? There's no green Skittles?
I think like 2006, they changed it from lime to green apple. And nobody noticed. So when someone like released a TikTok or a Twitter where they're like, "Did you know that it's not lime, it's green apple?" And everyone was like, "I thought it was lime. It's the Mandela effect, bro." And I would like comment every time. It's like, "No, they fucking changed. They made a whole campaign about changing it."
Yeah, people were pissed.
Yeah, people didn't like it, but it was fucking, it happened.
Yeah.
I heard they recently changed it back, and that's fucking what people also.
Nah, dude. What's a Mandela effect that you remember? I can't remember any. I just made one up about Ashton Kutcher.
I think Berenstain, the Berenstain Bears.
What about it?
Everyone says Berenstein, but it's the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, you know the book series Berenstain Bears. It's about a family of bears.
Is it drawn?
It's a cartoon.
It's a book.
It's a cartoon.
It's a book.
Like I was like, Dominic, it's a cartoon.
Oh, I forgot. Gerardo never read a book in his life.
Never. Audiobooks, baby.
That's the one time you didn't cop to your library.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of books, but you know,
And then I just imagine like the library falls and it's just a fucking cardboard printout
of books.
It's been a fake the whole time.
But
I did think of
just the
one.
name of the Berenstain Bears.
So that's a big one, is that people remembered it as Berenstein. Everybody always said Berenstein Bears, but then like all of the publications say Berenstain with an A instead of an E, and people were like, what the fuck? But honestly, I think it's just because when it came out, we were kids and we didn't know how to read cursive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one?
Another one is that Jimi Hendrix was actually British.
What?
The people thought he was British. And they were like, no, he's American. What the fuck? No, he's not.
That's dumb people because everyone knows he's American.
I think what it was like people who lived long enough that people that weren't alive around the time of Jimi Hendrix, but he was still like a big music person after they were born.
Yes.
You know, the last portion of his life was he lived in England, and I think that's where the confusion comes from. Is like he was super into like the Beatles and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But so was everyone else on the fucking planet.
Yeah, that's like the thing. So they assume because he lived in England and died in England that he was British, but no, he's American.
Did you
To live and die in London is fucking gnarly. What?
You might have heard this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a urban legend story or something. I forgot what album they were working on. Is Abbey Road an album?
Yes, Abbey Road's an album.
So I think they were working on Abbey Road. I forgot what the song was called. But did you hear the story about the Beatles went to go watch Jimi Hendrix play?
No, I never heard this.
Damn, it's going to be less impactful because I don't know the name of the song. But essentially, like, the Beatles went to a club to see Jimi Hendrix perform. He found out that they were going to come. So I don't know how this all works out, but they were working on a song and he covered one of the songs that they were working on and then played it while they were there. And then Paul turns to John and he's like, we got to go back and re-record these songs because like we got to re-record the guitars.
Yeah.
It's referenced in the Jimi Hendrix biopic. It was a concert. Paul McCartney came to the concert and said hi to him backstage. And I don't remember how he got a hold of the song, but he played Sgt. Pepper, the opening to that album.
Yeah.
In the movie, at least. I don't know if it's actually Abbey Road in real life and they just changed it.
I think you're right.
But he played the opening, and the way he played it, they liked it so much that they tried to emulate that when they actually did the album.
And then Ringo's like, did you guys know Jimi Hendrix isn't British? They're like, what? What? Dude.
Imagine.
Ringo's like, I have a theory.
Dude, that's my favorite. I'm still thinking about that shit. I said it last time, but I fucking love that. My favorite song is Yellow Submarine.
Mm-hmm.
You remember why?
Because you like yellow stuff?
No, because every time I imagine that album and them all taking acid, everyone's having an existential crisis and like analyzing their place in the world, and Ringo Starr's just fucking chilling like in the town, just in a fucking beanbag chair while they're all fighting each other.
They're like, Ringo, you need rehab.
I'm just trying to have fun.
What were you gonna say?
I forgot.
Oh, You guys know the conspiracy theory about how Paul McCartney's dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why or no?
I don't
Wasn't he in,
remember.
Wasn't he in like a accident or something?
Yeah, apparently he was in an accident where his head got cut off.
And someone like, I forget the things like he's a clone or something.
And then like the next couple of Beatles albums, they're like in the songs be like, Paul McCartney's head got chopped off. And then people are like, wait, what? What was that? What was And then there'll be songs like Revolution Number 9, where it's like all just like number 9, number 9, number 9. And then like the whole thing is like what is it called? At the time, there was this thing about like cinemascape sounds type things. Like there was like this genre of music where it's just people making sounds, trying to make it sound like a movie. Soundscape, yeah.
Yeah.
So like they were just making soundscapes because they liked them, but then like fucking Satan worshippers and shit were like, oh dude, this song is trying to tell us that Paul McCartney had a 2-inch dick and he's dead too, by the way.
Well, wasn't that the whole thing about? I caught up to your joke. Sorry. Wasn't that the whole thing about Abbey Road?
Yeah, the whole they're all walking funky on the thing.
Yeah, and then he's like barefoot.
Yeah,
so he's dead, and then Jared.
Because I'm dead right now because I'm barefoot.
Your toes are on the podcast now.
There's so much that goes in. Like, I don't know. It's funny because it's like you hear all of these like urban myths. I know that it's like popular urban myths, but all of these urban myths that you hear from Mexicans are like, because that's what I was saying about like Pink Floyd is just like, or when we were talking about the fantasy episode, it was just like Mexicans love lore.
Yeah,
I think it has to do with like Mesoamerican, like the oral histories of just like telling stories. So it's like, I don't know. You hear these fucking myths about the Beatles like so many times from like your tios and stuff, or like at a party or at a bus stop.
Dude.
Did I tell you?
Essay.
Did I tell you about
that? I'm sorry.
There was this guy that I used to take the bus a lot, and there's this guy that I feel like if you're in Los Angeles, like anywhere from LA to like San Bernardino, you might have run into this dude. So like somebody listening to this might know who I'm talking about. But there's this guy who used to take the bus all the fucking time on the Silver Streak specifically, and he had like super long hair, and he had like a wide mouth, and like he used to wear sunglasses all the time. But he was just like a total like acid head kind of like older Chicano dude. But if you started talking to him, he would not shut up. Like he would just talk to you about he'll tell you his whole life story, all his crazy conspiracy theories and things. And so one time I was on the bus and he cornered this girl, like this girl, she was like in her 20s or something. But he was just like, it was kind of creepy, but he wasn't like hitting on her. He was just like trying to blow her mind with stuff. And the funniest thing that I heard him tell her was like, if you look at a freeway from the air view, the freeways look like a bloodstream and the cars look like blood cells. And he just went like, I was like, you're just
the dude from Half Baked. You ever see a $20 bill on weed?
Yeah. And then the guy, fuck, damn it. He was talking about traffic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's oh fucking shit. Jesus Christ. I lost it there. My bad.
But it just like, I don't know, conspiracy theories. What do you
know which one?
Go ahead.
I'm just curious because we mentioned a certain film in the Patreon, the new Elvis film. Do you think that urban legend's going to come back?
What urban legend?
That Elvis didn't die, that he just like went underground forever?
But he fucking died.
He's dead by now.
Yeah, he would be dead by now. And then also, he would be 93 years old right now.
That's the thing is like, I don't care about like, okay, maybe he didn't. Also, why wouldn't he die?
Yeah.
Have died.
I don't know.
Same thing with like Tupac. Tupac dead as fuck, dude.
By now, yeah.
But yeah. I mean, he'd probably be alive right now, but he's dead, you know?
So you don't believe in
however, have you guys heard of like why they think he's alive and stuff? It's kind of crazy.
Why? Why is Tupac still alive?
Well, because he was brought to the hospital, right?
Uh-huh.
Listen, I'm not an expert here or anything, but apparently nobody saw his dead body afterwards.
Oh, yeah. That there was no proof that something about supposedly he was, after he was operated on, he was like cremated right away. So there was no proof of body.
I didn't know that.
Something about that.
Yeah. And then there's people taking pictures of random like Sasquatches of fucking Tupac like in the wild and shit. like
Tupac doing the Sasquatch.
yeah. There'll be pictures of like the Las Vegas Cosmopolitan like pool, and you see this fool in the background just like walking with a beer in his hand and shit.
Instead of
yeah.
You walk into the forest and you hear in the city.
Anyways,
that was.
what are some? Okay, so wait, was that your favorite one? Jesus Christ!
Sorry, I thought that came. I thought that was like
It's
a fucking.
The feds. They know the truth about Tupac.
They broke.
Get on the ground. This
I know the
reference to last week. An orca burst in with the machine gun, like
They know too much. What were you gonna say?
Well, do you guys care about like ancient civilizations like that? Like, I don't know. I just thought it was super interesting. Like the fact that there's like a whole, because it kind of leads into.
I'm playing Assassin's Creed right now, dude. I love ancient civilizations.
But like the
on Twitch, by the way.
Well, not just ancient civilizations, but like what's it called? Lost civilizations, I guess, is like more of the term.
Yeah, like Atlantis.
Yeah. Well, it's even, I don't know. I feel like it's like before that because it's like, so the whole thing about that, why I think it's so interesting is because there's all this stuff that you learn about like the Aztecs and the pyramids and even like the Egyptians and the pyramids and like you learn a lot through this book. So I'm like, sure you're familiar with a lot of this stuff, but I didn't know like the Olmecs were called the Olmecs by the Aztecs, but that's like, they don't know. We don't know what the Olmecs were actually called because it's like that term just means like rubber people because they used to make rubber. But it was just like there's stuff, a lot of these like not mysterious statues, but like the Easter egg heads and the Olmecs.
What?
The Easter Island heads.
The Easter Island heads.
Easter egg. Okay, go.
The Easter Island heads.
You said Easter egg heads.
I did. Okay. Do you have any jokes? Or we're just
I'm not saying anything.
They look like rock, but it's foil and they're fucking chocolate under.
Anyways, sorry. So what else?
There's a lot of statues throughout the world that are very similar
to Easter eggs.
Or maybe he's saying, because a lot of people think they're signs from aliens. They're aliens Easter eggs. Coming soon.
Coming soon. You're at the end of your civilization. Okay, go for it. Stop! Go! Sorry, Dominic. I had to do that.
No, you didn't. You absolutely did not have to do that.
It was too perfect.
You fucking bitch. Anyways.
Yeah.
A lot of the artwork in ancient civilizations that we associate with ancient peoples are not like, they don't look like the people that were there. So like the Olmecs, like those heads are like, they have more like Polynesian and African features that we are like, they have features that we don't associate with Mesoamerica, right? And a lot of these statues and a lot of the artwork, and then even like in a lot of like the Aztec lore or mythology or whatever you want to call it, it's like they believed in like people with facial hair and lighter skin tones. So there's like the theory that the people that were here before that might have had those features.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought was really interesting is it ties into like, you know, the Aztec belief of how like the earth was created.
No, what are they?
So like, that's why they worship the sun, because the essentially the gods like sacrificed their bodies to create the earth and to make sure that the sun rises and sets.
Oh, so they thought that the gods were like sperm driving into the embryo of the sun.
No, they thought they were like holding it together.
Oh.
Like, did you see Cabin in the Woods?
No.
Anyways.
Because there's a specific thing I want to reference, but go on.
Well, then to say the thing.
Either way, it's been used multiple times in horror movie, apocalypse movies, where a giant hand comes out of the sky or the ground to destroy the planet. That's what that's referencing.
Well, specifically with the Aztecs is like they believed, I forget the name of the god, so I'm very sorry, but the god that they essentially
Gringo.
Gringo sauce, broke up like sacrificed his body and broke up his body into a bunch of pieces, and that created the land that people live off of, and that's why there was like the sacrifices, and that's also why they fucking throw people down the pyramid when they're done sacrificing them, because that like replicates what
happened to that god.
What happened to the god. But what is interesting with that, and what I was learning about the lost civilizations, is that there's evidence of like a huge meteor or a huge comet essentially breaking up in space and like hitting the Earth. But this was after the comet that destroyed or that killed the dinosaurs. So there's like two major catastrophic events. There's one that like took out the dinosaurs, and then there's one that like took out it was a smaller one, but essentially like it hit the Earth, created a big ass cloud, and like and made the Earth inhabitable, essentially. Yeah. And so like that event, it falls in line with a lot of what we hear about like in biblical stories and in native beliefs of like how the world was created, about how like the fucking rain blood down, like black rain and stuff. And like that breaking up the body, I thought that was interesting because it was like the Earth, or like the comet broke up and like destroyed the planet essentially, right?
It's like the planet was the baby and the comet got divorced.
Right.
Get it? They broke up. Okay, sorry.
Sorry. But
I'm taking half. Anyways.
But what's interesting is that there's like the people, what Graham Norton talks about is that his name? Graham Hancock.
What I say? Because you like watching late night TV. Anyways.
Oh, that's the guy's name? Imagine it was Graham Norton. But no,
I moonlight as an archaeologist.
So there's like those people that like in a bunch of cultures, there's like the people with the fish heads and the handbag or whatever. Yeah. That like man bag that he calls it. Like a lot of civilizations have like depictions of that. And he thinks that it's like people that survived that catastrophic event and like went on to kind of like tell everybody what was going on, and like help them like kind of rebuild.
Like the Eternals?
I guess so.
You know what's funny is I bought that book, and I've never listened to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if any of it's true, but it's fun to think about. And I just like how we like all civilizations have a story of flooding and all this stuff. And it kind of like we tie it back to just like, oh, this is just like creationist theory and how how people understand like existence. Yeah. But I thought was interesting because this thing that Graham Hancock is talking about would actually explain those stories. Yeah. Because it does line up with a lot of like what people believe or what those like ancient cultures believe in. Yeah. And it would actually like give it like a scientific provable reason.
I wanted to ask Ryan if you knew anything about cats.
About cats?
Because you know how like Egyptians have got these fucking statues of cats, the Sphinx.
I have one theory.
Oh, he's like, I have two cats. What?
No, I can't have cats. My mom's side is allergic, including this guy.
Anyways.
No, I
have a theory that my mom sneezes when cats are around, dude.
I think I've heard a theory that I've heard two different theories. One of them, I don't think it's specifically Native American, but it comes from some indigenous culture. Yeah. That cats are the collected souls of like, not the collected, but like the souls of the dead. Dude. Like some people think that, I know that's a thing with owls, and I think there's also a thing about cats. Yeah. And that's why you could see that sometimes they show like grander intelligence than they're supposed to have. Like everyone says that they have on average, the average intelligence of like a toddler, like they're learning how to use tools and stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I've never heard a toddler learn how to bark like a dog. And I've seen like
yeah. Have you not been to one of my uncle's parties, Doug?
But I've seen cats do that. It's insane. Or they know how to cry like a baby to get attention.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
Also, because cats think that they domesticated us, right?
There's a theory supposedly that they release a pheromone that, from their perspective, it calms us. So in their minds, they're domesticating us. Yeah.
Damn.
We're their pets.
Yeah.
Or like we're not their pets, but they're like essentially their slaves. Mm-hmm. That we do all the things that they don't need us to live. And you hear that with people who won't get to the time, they'll run away for like weeks at a time, fucking survive on their own and then come back.
Yeah. Well, think about it, dude.
So they choose to stay.
Yeah. Who works? Humans. Yeah. Cats don't do shit.
There's just this old movie called Good Boy where...
I wish I was somebody's pet, dude.
I know, but this reminded me of this line from this movie called Good Boy, where the basis of it is all dogs are actually from an alien planet.
Yeah.
And we were sent here to take over the planet. Instead, we became pets. So, but the leader of the home planet is coming to take over the planet, and they have to prove that they already did that. So they're making a video, like a commercial for it. And at the end of it, one of the dogs goes, "I'm just saying, you don't see us picking up their poop."
It's true, dude.
Yeah. And then there's also, I have this dumb joke. I wrote it when I was like drunk, but it is the funniest thing to me, and I still use it sometimes, is I think cats can fucking talk. They just choose not to because they're fucking assholes. They learned to talk just so they could choose to ignore us.
Yeah, but if you're a cat, wouldn't you rather like kill a dog if you can? Because if you're big enough to fuck a dog, you're big enough to kill a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
I get what?
Yeah, you guys agreed.
I don't know. Where did that come from?
Like, you have to fuck a dog. I don't know.
No, I mean, like, you're talking about fucking dogs, dude. Well, how am I the weird one for wanting to kill the dog?
I'm talking about fucking dogs.
I'm talking about fucking dogs, but I'm not talking about fucking dogs.
You said that cats can fuck dogs.
No, bark like a dog.
I thought you said fuck dogs.
He said cats can fucking talk.
Oh, I thought you said cats can fuck dogs right now. Where the fuck did I go for a second there?
I think you heard what you wanted to hear, dude.
I want to see cats fuck dogs, dude.
There's a show in Mexico that you can.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, let's start that theory, dude. If cats are big enough to fuck dogs, why wouldn't they just kill them? You know what I mean? Anyways, sorry. That's what I thought you were saying. That your joke was about how cats can fuck dogs if they want to.
That's an interesting
I like that you
thing.
waited like 2 minutes before you referenced that he said that as if that was what he said.
You just said that when you were drunk. You said that right.
I made a joke that cats could fucking talk.
See, fuck dogs is what I heard. I heard you say that you have a theory or whatever the fuck you said.
Cats know how to talk.
Oh,
why would it? And then I'm sitting here just like, yeah, they can fuck dogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I addressed the elephant in the room.
No, you didn't. You were like, if they could fuck dogs. Yeah. You didn't say, what the fuck did you just say right now, you crazy person?
I thought
it was a joke.
An interesting thing, though, is that urban environments are the only ecosystem where dogs are, on average, larger than cats. In every other ecosystem, cats are the bigger species.
Exactly.
In where?
Like in the jungle or in the woods, mountain lions on average are bigger than wolves. Except for, I think, the only reference I have is the dire wolf, which I don't think is real, but there's a wolf that's almost as big as that.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That shit's real.
I always got mad that wolves are not as big as big cats.
I didn't understand any of that.
I got the bike.
I guess I could, but cats are bigger than a good dog.
I was on your side.
Yeah. I know, but I couldn't fucking understand you. I couldn't tell.
I couldn't do.
Hakuna Matata.
Okay, so were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk for the rest of the fucking episode.
Well, as long as cats don't come in here and fuck dogs.
He's a cat. That's why he's struggling.
What's it called?
You're still stuck on that.
So, what is a conspiracy theory that's like about the past? Like, oh my god, dude, about the recent past, not like fucking thousands of years ago. You know, like for instance, like Jeffrey Epstein, that whole thing, right? Like how
I know
he didn't even get kill himself or whatever.
There's a fan theory that Michael Jackson was replaced by a clone.
Oh, but that's like in the 80s, right? Somewhat.
I mean, you want something like in the last
that's good. That's
years.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason his skin looks so different, he looks so different is he has the same eyes and like general structure up here, but there's a theory that the one that you see after the cosmetic like skin lightening is a completely different person.
But I don't see this. This is where listen, me. I'm big enough to fuck a conspiracy theory. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm down with all of them. But the one that loses me is like, oh, that's not even Nick Jonas, dude. That's a clone. You know what I mean? When people say that shit, I hate it. Like recently there was one about how when Dave Chappelle made his comeback, everyone was like, that's a clone. It's not Dave Chappelle, dude. It's like, no. How? If we could clone people, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we wouldn't know, huh? I believe it.
What's the name of that movie? 6 days. 6 days. What is it? There's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And he finds out he's a clone at the end.
Total Recall.
No. It's a different one. It's a weird fucking movie.
Kindergarten Cop.
Bonkers. It has that dude from those old football
Who's your
commercials.
daddy and what does he do?
I'm a clone. I'm a clown.
I forgot, but there's a thing where he like pulls his eye down like that, his eyelid, and there's like dots, and that means he's a clone.
Oh my God.
Oh shit, I have fucking dots on my eye. There's a black spot on my eyeball.
I told you guys about my red spot on my eye.
But that's from a capillary burst, right?
No, it's from screwing a tranny and busting a nut.
You just want to fucking say.
Oh, right.
He's talking about mechanic stuff for anyone who's like unaffiliated.
What? That's what I was saying. I'm just kidding. But what? Okay, so how about this? Is the Earth flat, Doug?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even want to entertain this fucking.
When Dominic started talking about like a homeless dude, I immediately thought of this guy who took like 3 different buses between like San Gabriel Valley, Pasadena, and Los Angeles just to fucking recruit people and try to like persuade them to believe that flat Earth was real.
Nope.
Did he have long hair?
No, he had like a buzz cut. He talked like he was like your age. He talked like a fucking idiot.
Also, if somebody took the bus and they know who the fuck I'm talking about, please leave a comment because it's like this guy was insane. He always wore like a leather vest.
But what if it was flat? Just kidding. No, but one thing I wanted to bring up because you brought it up before in the past. What?
Are you going to talk about flat Earth?
No.
Okay.
What's
just
up?
the last thing. We were at work. There was a guy who was a flat earther, and everybody was like,
You did this when you said flat earther, so I felt like you were gonna say like a flat top hat. Like, what is it called? What's that buzz cut called?
Flat top.
Flat top. Sorry, it's totally not worth it.
That's how deep he was into it. He was like, not only is the earth flat, my top's flat.
The barber was like, "You believe in the flat earth too?" You know, getting okay.
Say less.
Say less, Doc.
What is it that you remember that barber meme?
What?
So it's like the guy just walks in and he's like,
oh yeah,
he's like the earth is flat, and he's like, I got you, fam.
I got you, family.
No, but every like there was sorry.
Say it.
The guy that worked there was a flat earther.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no way the earth is flat.
Yeah.
Like, no. And then, so everybody was trying to convince him. And then out of nowhere, like, they're all giving like the proof, the shadows, the gravity, this and that. Yeah.
Keep going.
And then like, oh, what about Antarctica? What about spaceships? What about airplanes? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, it's all a conspiracy. And then out of nowhere, like, he just like, they're all working. And he's like, if the earth is round, how come there's no flying cars? Where's the flying cars at? And we're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Hey, fool, look it up.
Do you ever watch those clips of flat earthers trying to run experiments to prove the earth is flat and then completely disproving themselves but not caring? So I've seen 2 of them. I've seen the funniest one for me is this one where this guy is like, he measured out the exact feet you'd have to be distance-wise to see
the curve.
Like if you pointed a light forward, it would, from the perspective of the person on the other side, it'd be leaning up, not straight. And so he got like a laser pointer and he had the guy start walking back and they got like, it was like 16 feet or something. I don't remember the exact, you can look it up. But he was like, can you see me? He's like, no, dude. Here. He was looking for a sign that was like translucent. He was like, hold, or what's the word when it glows in the dark?
Translucent.
Oh yeah. So he's like, hold up. I don't know. He's like, hold up the sign. Bring up the sign to your chest real quick. And he does. He's like, see, fucking that proves it, dude. Straight line. And he's like, no, it doesn't. It very directly disproves your theory.
Oh no! Oh, the one that I saw was like they shine a light through a hole, and he's like, I can't see it. And he's like, lift the sign a little bit, and he lifts it, so then you see it, and then he just goes, interesting.
Stupid.
And then they cut the video.
Have you ever watched Flat Earth videos?
No, I never.
No, they're hilarious, dude. Because the number one word you're gonna hear when you watch Flat Earth videos is perspective. Fool. So like, if you're looking across and you see like the boat in the water, the reason why the curve is hiding it is because perspective, dog. If you were up next to the boat, you would see it, but perspectively, you're far away, fool. So you can't see it, fool.
I saw this one.
There's a smog problem, but the Earth is flat. Sorry.
I saw this one. It was a duet on TikTok of like this dude. It wasn't even a duet. This lady edited a video, and every time this guy said something, she immediately pulled. He was like, "If we really went to into space, then how come there's no pictures of Earth from space?" And she showed pictures. She's like, "How come there's no live streams from it?" And she shows a live stream for the Hubble telescope. And she was like, "How come you can't see an eclipse where you see the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun in the same image?" And immediately fucking pulls it up because NASA does this shit because people are interested.
Yeah,
it's fucking real. You fucking idiot. Google for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think the Earth is flat is the worst conspiracy of all time, but that gives the flat Earth conspiracy, if it ends up being true, everyone's mind's fucked. 2012 all over again, dog. You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing of like their reasoning is like they're like, well, why would they hide it? And they're like, because the people can't handle it. Like if they revealed it, they wouldn't be able to handle it. And it's like what?
And then they go on to tell you that their uncle's a centaur and shit. You know, it's like, what the fuck else do you believe, dude? You know?
Yeah.
What the one thing I wanted to bring up, because Ryan, I know you talked about this so much before, and I did not know what you were talking about, dude. Was because I went down this fucking somebody that's close to my girlfriend. Look at this fool.
Bees.
No, somebody that's close to my girlfriend was going off about flat Earth, about all this stuff, but obviously kind of like a bit, but also like, are you for reals? And then he took me down a YouTube rabbit hole of Duendes, dog.
Duendes.
Yes.
I like Duendes.
All the times you talked about Duendes, fool. Have you guys seen these YouTube videos?
No.
No,
They're
but
hilarious.
I knew there was like a myth. I've talked about it for anyone who doesn't know, anyone who's new or recent subscriber.
Just say it.
A duende is essentially the Mexican house elf, but the way it translated in America in mythology was like leprechauns.
Yeah. So there's these videos on YouTube, hilarious, dude, where it's just like, oye, mijo, ¿quieres carne asada o no? Oh, sí, pues, dámelo. Okay, don't forget to take your jacket before you go outside. They pull the jacket and a little fucking, like a foot tall elf is just like, and then everyone's like, ah! Freaking the fuck out because of the duendes. It's so funny. There's so many videos, dude.
We need to see if there's like the Leprechaun franchise, the horror movie. We need to see if there's a Duende version in Mexico.
There should be.
Fucking hilarious, dude.
There's like these videos too. All of them are like in 140p, the worst resolution of all time. Where it's just like you see like the huge pixels of the video, and then you just see a little. There's no like you can't make out what a duende looks like in any of these videos because there's such like fucking cell phones from 2008, videos. Which, that's probably the real problem, dude. We need to upgrade these cell phones in Mexico. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But have you ever seen anything about Duendes? You?
No.
Never? Dude, it's fucking comedy, dude. This is like, in my opinion, this is like the Mexican flat earth theory, Like, it's so ridiculous, and people are just basically making videos on YouTube just to get a lot of views,
It reminded me of that one we saw on Halloween of that girl that farted and pretended it was a ghost.
Yes, that was hilarious.
If duendes aren't real, why does it smell bad?
That was so funny. Did we do that on the podcast or the Patreon?
I think we did for the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Dude, that was hilarious. This girl was like talking to her phone.
Just doing a vlog.
Doing a vlog on her phone in like late 2000s, the first decade of 2000s.
Like early YouTube.
Yeah, early YouTube. Thank you, Brian. And all of a sudden she goes, "Brr," and then she goes, "Guys, did you hear that ghost?"
It was more like a...
Yeah, it was a loud fart. Yeah. Ghosts, they say they're silent but deadly. I mean...
Yeah, she was like, what was that? It's like, it's fucking...
Scared.
You farted. Stupid.
She's 8 years old, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. However, when I was 8, I did not have shame in my farts, dude.
I don't feel bad. I would have been like 10
Back
at that
then?
age.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now,
But
either,
now
dude.
you do?
No shame, dude. I fart all the time.
I got your spirits right here. That was too realistic.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that was-
It was a fake fart.
Why do your farts have wetness to them when they're in your mouth?
All he does is study sound effects, dude.
Oh, you're right. Mine are dry. Anyways,
Yeah, but those are real.
Have you guys heard the theory that Stevie Wonder's not blind?
I mean, I would believe it.
That he's faking it. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that.
Damn.
There's like a video of him catching a mic stand from falling on like an SNL recording, or I think it's like We Are the World or something,
Yeah.
where like somebody bumps, like somebody's like clapping like this, and they bump the stand that's in front of to the side, and then he like leans over and catches it.
Damn.
And then there's some other thing that they thought he's not blind.
Well, this sounds like a theory that he's Daredevil. And not fucking,
He's clapping like cute.
Echolocation.
Also, the whole thing about echolocation is just like, okay, but that makes him less cool
why?
because he can see.
Oh, but he can see through echoes, dog. Are you fucking kidding me?
Daredevil's cool.
Yeah, Daredevil's cool as shit.
I don't know. I don't think superheroes are cool, man.
Imagine in Spider-Man when, you know, Daredevil's in Spider-Man and like a brick comes through the window and he grabs it. It's like, what if Peter Parker was like, so you're not fucking blind? Like he starts a conspiracy theory. I specifically wanted a blind lawyer.
Dominic's and he's like, that's not cool, man. You used to be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Superheroes don't make any sense to me.
Hey,
I'm
Matt,
done with them.
Hey, Matt Murdock, if you really are blind, that's not cool. So you got echolocation? That's fucking lame, dude.
That was dope.
How did he get echolocation?
Because the fucking
Radiation in his
dude.
brain.
Oh.
He's a super fucking. Why are you?
Whoever wrote that had radiation in his brain because that's fucking stupid, dude.
Oh my, dude. Okay, so we're on Twitch now, right? So I think there's a little thing at the beginning of this saying we're on Twitch, right? The Twitch fucking followers or whatever, subscribers.
say it.
They were upset with me. I was saying it.
I know.
They were upset with me that I didn't mention gonads last episode. Okay,
We're not going to mention gonads.
I just
every
said it.
single
I
episode.
mentioned it.
I hope
Gonads.
that we bleep it. Don was like, we're not going to mention beep.
Anyways, gonads. I said it 3 times. So
Reminds me of Bowfinger every time.
there's another thing now though too. Thumping. They're a huge fans of. I told you guys about the thump. You know,
Thump.
there's a conspiracy theory that thumping is the future. So,
Dude, that reminds me of this fucking. Do you follow those TikToks? Like they read Reddit's like, am I the asshole for da 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 da? Have you seen that?
I'm not really scrolling a lot. So no.
Well, it's essentially people will send Reddits to these podcasts
Yeah.
and be like, am I the asshole for doing this thing?
Yeah.
And then the podcast talks about it. And there was one where it's like, am I the asshole for not supporting my boyfriend's stupid ass idea? And he wanted to create a pipe system similar to like the water system in Los Angeles, but it was for soup. Like you could get soup directly into your home, but it was a subscription service, so you had to pay to turn it on.
Wait, what? This is a real. Oh
This is-
no! He had the idea to make a soup service like
And
this.
do you know what he wanted to call it?
Pozole.
Soup tubes.
That's a great fucking name. Listen, okay, if you're able to get this, okay, listen, if you got the name first and then you're like, all right, this idea is gonna happen. This is a terrible idea. But if you got this idea is gonna happen first, and then at the end somebody's like taps you on the shoulders like soup tubes, then that's fucking dope, dude.
It's so funny because she's like, I argued with him. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Soup tubes are the wave of the future for soup distribution in America.
That's crazy, dude. Soup plantation, those shit in their pants, huh?
Dude, I thought soup distribution went out of business.
They did. They did.
They did.
From the pandemic. They were the first casualty of the pandemic, big business wise.
I thought it was Blockbuster.
No, that was way before.
Did she call it a pipe dream? Because if she didn't,
Damn, that was perfect.
I love that so much. Oh, I'm so angry I didn't think of that.
All right, well,
what
it's
soup would you guys want?
pozole, dude. 100% albondigas or pozole, dude.
You want beef chunks
But
coming
I
out
also
of your
don't
drain?
want. I want to have a fucking pot of fucking soup. I don't want a pipe of soup, dog. You know what I mean?
You could fill a pot.
With the pipe, though.
Do you think you'd get different soups based on hot and cold preference? Like you get gazpacho if you turn it on
That's
cold?
the only cold soup, Ryan.
There's several cold soups. Dominic?
Name four.
I can't remember them, but I know
Yeah,
there's at
because
least
they
two
don't
more.
exist,
Yeah.
Ryan.
We're gonna Google it after. Conspiracy. This is
All right, I'll Google it right
This is
fucking
like
now,
my
dude.
ride or die conspiracy theory. There
Go for
are
it.
other cold soups.
Go for it. I'm gonna Google it right now.
Google
One of them is called Flat Earth.
the other
Cold
one is called
soups.
Magic Bullet.
Let's see here. 25 best cold soup recipes. Okay, there might be 25, Dominic.
It's just 25 ways to make gazpacho.
Let's see here. Oh, 11 cold soups. It's going down. 9 cold soups for the hot summertime. Let's see that one.
Just name one that's not gazpacho.
Tomatoey cold soups.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Tomato bisque can be cold.
Easy
It's gross.
gazpacho.
Gross.
Green gazpacho. Okay, they're all gazpachos.
they're all
dude.
gazpachos.
Jesus Christ, Ryan. Your watermelon gazpacho? What the fuck,
But when
Ryan?
you think about it, what if gazpacho is the name of the process, not the actual soup recipe?
Creamy roasted tomato gazpacho?
Like fudge. Did you know fudge is not a type of chocolate, but a type of preparing chocolate?
Cold cucumber soup. All right. So you might be onto something, Ryan. Let's see. Cucumber gazpacho. Oh, just took away your fucking credit right there. Let's see here. Carrot coconut soup. That's cold.
It sounds delicious.
Fuck coconut, dude.
Coconut soup is good.
You've had coconut soup before?
Not cold.
But hot, huh? So that
Coconut.
one's not real.
Coconut curry, like Thai curry, is amazing.
Sweet corn. Oh, basil zucchini soup. That sounds real as fuck right there. But zucchini not cooked is fucking hard as shit, right?
I think you would cook it and then prepare it cold.
So it's not cold then, huh?
It is cold when you serve it. You chill the soup.
Yeah, I'm just trying to piss you off. I'm sorry.
You need to chill your dude right now.
Yeah, you fucking before I fart all over you.
Soup tude.
All right.
Soup tude.
Okay, before we end the episode too, what?
I did want one more thing that we were talking about that we wanted to bring up.
Yes, I wanted to shout out Jumpers Jump. We talk a lot of shit about them, but they said that they liked our content.
Dude.
They never watched our content.
They probably did.
I'm sure
They
they
probably
could.
got tagged
People
a lot.
also don't fucking snitch tag, okay?
I'm the one that tagged them.
No, on this one you
Then
did.
you
Oh, okay.
don't. Okay.
But if
Before,
we're
yeah, they
making
used
a
to, yeah.
joke,
Yeah.
people that fucking snitch tag Fluffy
Oh,
and
Felipe
look,
Esparza.
they don't have to think about us, all
Yeah.
right? And it's just dumb.
But the, Jumpers Jump hit us up and said they liked the content. And guess what, dude? They have 7 million followers. So they don't have to fucking see. But,
No, I know. I mean,
Hello.
Hello.
yeah, they don't. It's just I don't know. It's like you turn something that's fun and dumb, but also it's like it's a weird thing because when people talk shit about us, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a real person.
Dude, there's a YouTube channel on YouTube, obviously, but this guy fucking takes our clips and posts them himself. Meaning like clips from the podcast that we don't make.
Right. He clips.
They get like 2 views each. It's like me watching them, you know? And shout out to that guy, dude. It's like he has some of our old Patreon clips up there. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. What were you guys want to say before we stop?
The last thing, it's not necessarily a conspiracy theory, but it fucking sounds like when you tell people about
Yeah.
it. It's called the Bone Wars. Have you heard of the Bone Wars?
No. What the fuck?
So
Sauce ready.
for like this weird period, I think it's like late 1800s, early 1900s, 2 world-renowned archaeologists were competing with each other to find the biggest discoveries in dinosaur bones. And the entire thing was manufactured. Not a single thing that they discovered was real. They would rearrange bones to invent new dinosaurs. And it was a huge fucking pissing contest between them that affected history from then on out because for the next like 100 years, people had to fucking correct all of their mistakes. And it's
Dinosaurs.
hilarious. Like the Brontosaurus does not fucking exist.
Oh, really? Brontosaurus not real?
Yeah, I don't remember. It's the bones of an adolescent dinosaur with a different name. Our little brother knows it for sure. He knows all the fucking dinosaur names. But this dinosaur is not real.
Your little brother is not autistic.
Well,
I didn't
didn't
say
you
that.
joke that? I know. That's the thing is like he's trying to convince Diego that he's autistic.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of
We
you.
made a video.
But I tell you, I taste colors, and you're like, no.
That's synesthesia. That's a
Eating
completely
pain
different-
is not tasting colors, Gerardo.
He's eating crayons like this color tastes like wax.
Why do they call it tickle me pink when it tickles my stomach? Okay.
But yeah, it's insane. It was a huge pissing contest. So far much that one of them dedicated his body to science with one stipulation that they would measure his brain they would wait until
To roast the shit out of him when he dies.
They would wait until the other guy died so that they can measure their brains to scientifically prove that his was bigger, meaning he was smarter.
Oh my god! So it was just a big dick contest.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fucking hilarious. There should be a movie about these guys.
That would be dope if like John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell were doing it.
I would fucking love that,
Yeah.
dude. That's amazing.
There's the Brontosaurus was my favorite dinosaur when I was a kid.
He's like a big ass veggie eater, right?
Yeah, it's a long neck.
Yeah.
If you watch Land Before Time, not you, but the audience.
So funny. I just talked about that on my other podcast. I was like, no, I haven't seen that.
But so I used to love the Brontosaurus, and when I was a kid, I must have been like 6 or 7 years old. And it's funny because I used to have a comb, like I used to like have that little Mexican boy haircut, where I was like
The Edgar.
short. No, not that. It was like super short, and then just a comb to the side.
Yeah.
And then I had just gotten glasses, so I must have been in kindergarten still. Maybe I was in first grade, but I used to wear glasses that I literally only got because I thought glasses were cool. We talked about this before,
Yeah.
like wanting stuff like
Yeah,
braces.
I used to want a hearing aid.
Yeah, hearing aid because you were like, this is fucking cool.
That's
Anyway,
fucking so sick.
the
I
matter
could
with you?
see echoes.
yeah,
As like someone who's blind and hard of hearing. No, I'm just kidding.
bitch, I'm blind.
Yeah. And I'm hard of hearing.
What? No, I'm not hard of hearing, but I do have tinnitus. It's
Okay,
fucking annoying.
well, I don't care about that.
Well, what about tonight, fool?
Tonight
Anyway.
is no good.
I'm not going to be able to find the photo. Hopefully, my dad claims that he has it, but there's a picture of me as a little kid with like, just like I got a Brontosaurus, like one of those like fake tattoos, and I just like slapped it onto my arm. And my mom was like, one day she just wanted to take a bunch of pictures, and I guess it was like to send it to our family in Texas.
And you were like this?
I was like this. Did I tell you about that?
No.
I
Did
literally
like
just
Vato
had
pose?
it. I'm like, I was wearing a white t-shirt and jeans. I looked like a fucking dork. Like I had like the comb over, and I just had like a Brontosaurus like slapped onto my arm. And there's a picture of me just like this,
I
but
don't
like all tough looking. Like
I don't know where it is, but the last like 3 times we had to move. For some reason the photos box was always in my room, so I've seen that photo. It's fucking hilarious.
my dad claims that he has it.
And I'll cop to this only because I destroyed the efforts. No, but I hid it. There's a ton of embarrassing photos of us as kids.
He's like, I'll be your source. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if I could find the picture of that, me and my older brother are gonna get it tattooed.
Dude, I don't remember who's the one that took a photo of me. You know which one I'm talking about. They were weird about taking photos at the most random fucking times. Someone like bursted in on me on the bathroom and took a photo.
Yeah, my girlfriend does that to me all the time.
But like I was a little kid and I was like, no. And so it's just me going like this, like get the fuck out.
So
of
funny,
here.
dude. My girlfriend does that. Well, she'll take a picture of me taking a dump or something, and then like for whatever reason, my brother-in-law in the group chat that my family has was saying like, oh, look at this candid picture of me trying on a hat or something, and it's him like obviously not candid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was like, look at this candid picture of me taking a shit, and then like
So you like
I put a throw up emoji covering everything else, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was just me like, because my girlfriend's taking a picture of me when I'm not asking for it, you know what I mean? And then my mom says, this is borderline pornography, right? In the chat. And I was like, okay, back off. My mom's upset, right? And then my mom sends fucking pictures of her feet. It's not like the feet are like the main focus of the picture, but it's like her chilling out, dude, where she's like sitting in like a long chair and being like, oh, Cabo's so nice. And then it's like her feet and then the background. And then I was like, this is borderline pornography. And everyone started laughing. Anyways.
Do you think she said borderline because normally people want to see porn?
What?
No.
Yeah, it was a terrible joke. Let's
You're
just
terrible.
shame him really quick. Let's have the rest of this podcast be silence. I'm like, this is your favorite, people.
Yeah.
You look right in my face like that TikTok.
Is this your champion?
And then I say a joke that kills. I'm like,
Everyone switches over. Fucking Gerard is our favorite. They're ripping up pictures of me. It's like that scene in it's a cartoon. It's Emperor's New Groove where they have a funeral for the emperor because he's supposed to be dead, and then immediately after the queen just repaints everything. That's what I was thinking of.
anyways, it's hot
Fuck
as
this
fuck
guy.
in here, right? Isn't it hot? Are you guys hot?
Yeah.
I'm hot as shit. So let's end the episode now, please. It's so fucking hot in here. Am I wrong?
You're the one with the button. I'm just kidding.
Push the button. Do you guys want to say anything else?
Push the. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's how we end it.
If you guys made it this far, please join us on Twitch. We have emotes. I have an emote of Dominic and an emote of Mustard, so you guys can have fun with that, right?
I didn't agree to these emotes.
Also, a Sonic emote, Vampire emote, Jarito emote, Yodelanda coins. It's fun. We're gonna stream right now in a couple hours here.
Yeah.
But what's up?
Oh, I also wanted to shout out. I do freelance design.
Oh, we could do that at the beginning. I'll do something at the beginning right now.
So never mind.
But shout out to all the conspiracy heads out there, dude. They really like make my life happy. Like I can sit there and watch conspiracy videos all day long. They kind of like are overplayed now. Back when I was in high school, that shit was dope. You know what I mean?
That reminded me of my favorite. This will be the last thing I say for the podcast. Is you hear the conspiracy that the moon isn't real? It's hollowed out space station.
Yeah, but
every time anyone comes to me with any conspiracy about the moon, I just quote Wallace and Gromit and be like, "Some say the moon's made of cheese."
Dominic, anything else?
No.
No, that's because you have the fucking bruise right here, so it's like, nah. Like you're the baddest school.
We're gonna stop the recording. He's like, "Really? A mustard emote?" But we love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks for rating, reviewing, subscribing, following us on Instagram at Isimo Podcast. I stared at Ryan while saying that. Thank you very much. And from us at Isimo Studios, don't fly.
Yes, my podcast.